In July 2013, detectives at the Los Angeles Police Department reviewed surveillance footage recovered from an elevator inside the Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles. The video, recorded on the night of January 31st, showed 21-year-old Canadian student Elisa Lam stepping in and out of the elevator, pressing multiple buttons, and lingering in the doorway before eventually walking out of frame. At the time, Lam had been missing for weeks. When the LAPD released the footage publicly in February 2013, they described it as the last known recording of her alive. The video did not show anyone else entering the elevator. It did not show a struggle. Months later, after Lam's body was discovered in a rooftop water tank, authorities concluded there was no evidence of foul play. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner ruled her death an accidental drowning, with bipolar disorder listed as a significant condition. The CCTV did not solve the case in the traditional sense. It did something else. It helped close it. Elisa Lam was a University of British Columbia student traveling alone along the West Coast. She documented her life online, writing candidly about school identity and her struggles with depression and bipolar disorder. In late January 2013, she checked into the Cecil Hotel, a budget property that housed both tourists and long-term residents. On January 31st, she was seen by staff. That evening, the elevator camera captured her movements. After that, she disappeared. When Lam failed to check out on February 1st, her parents contacted police. Officers searched the hotel, including common areas and reportedly the rooftop. No trace of her was found. The investigation intensified, and media coverage spread across the U.S. and Canada. On February 19th, the LAPD released the elevator footage, asking for public assistance. The video quickly went viral. Viewers debated her behavior, with some suggesting she appeared frightened or hiding. Police later clarified that the elevator's delayed door closure was due to a built-in function, not interference. That same day, hotel guests began complaining about water pressure and discoloration. A maintenance worker inspecting the rooftop water tanks discovered Lam's body inside one of them. The autopsy found no evidence of physical trauma or sexual assault. Toxicology results showed that while some of her prescribed medications were present, not all were at therapeutic levels. In June 2013, the coroner ruled her death accidental. The LAPD stated publicly that there was no evidence of homicide. Investigators said the rooftop was accessible and that they found no signs of forced entry or criminal involvement. The elevator footage became central to that conclusion. It showed Lam alone shortly before her disappearance. It did not depict an attacker. It did not establish a second person's presence. Combined with the autopsy findings, it reinforced the theory that she had entered the water tank herself. However, the footage did not show how she accessed the roof. It did not show her entering the tank. It documented only a fragment of her final hours. Public reaction was divided. Some accepted the official ruling based on forensic findings. Others questioned how she reached the tank and whether the roof was properly secured. Online speculation flourished, often moving far beyond documented evidence. In 2015, Lam's parents filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the hotel, arguing it failed to maintain safe conditions. A judge dismissed the case, ruling that the hotel could not have reasonably foreseen such an. The criminal investigation remained closed. From an investigative standpoint, CCTV can establish timelines and confirm presence or absence. In this case, it confirmed Lam was alone in the elevator shortly before she vanished. It did not provide evidence of assault. Without forensic signs of struggle or witness accounts placing someone with her, the evidentiary threshold for homicide was not met. Video carries psychological weight. It feels definitive. But cameras capture limited angles, partial frames, and silent moments without context. The elevator recording did not prove every detail of what happened. It contributed to a conclusion based on the totality of available evidence. There is no publicly documented evidence that police ignored viable homicide leads. According to official statements, none were substantiated. Once the coroner ruled the death accidental and no contrary evidence emerged, the case ceased to be treated as a criminal matter. The footage, widely circulated online, took on a life of its own. It became the focal point of documentaries and internet forums, often detached from the medical examiner's findings. Yet legally, the case status has not changed. Today, Elisa Lam's death remains officially classified as accidental drowning. No criminal charges have been filed. There is no active investigation. The story highlights both the power and limits of surveillance evidence. Cameras can clarify. They can narrow possibilities. But they cannot reveal everything beyond the frame. In this case, the CCTV did not identify a suspect. It did not lead to an arrest. Instead, it reinforced the absence of visible crime. Sometimes footage solves a case. Sometimes it convinces authorities there is no crime to solve. And sometimes what a camera shows and what it does not is enough to bring an investigation to an end, even if questions continue to echo beyond the screen.